Hello and welcome to the Underrated Opinion. So I know the whole Alex Jones banning is kind of old news at this point, but I want to talk about it because I've been on vacation, I've been away from everything, but I've been following a lot of the updates on various social media sites, various other YouTubers regarding Alex Jones. I've seen some varying opinions on the issue. Some say they fully support the ban because they really don't like Alex Jones. They think his opinions are dangerous, and they're happy to see someone with potentially dangerous opinions in their mind at least get banned from YouTube, Facebook, and iTunes, which we're going to talk about those three sources later. I've seen other people who fully support Alex Jones. They think this is a conspiracy theory to get the right wing out of social media and out of traditional legacy media, which I don't fully agree with that either of those standpoints. To be honest with you, my personal opinion is, let me just make this clear right now. I'm not an Alex Jones fan, so if you're coming to this channel expecting me to fully support Alex Jones and talk about the conspiracy theory or his conspiracy theories, no, that's not what I'm getting at. It's not the point of this video. Yes, I'm not a fan of Alex Jones. However, just because you don't like somebody doesn't mean they don't deserve to have a platform. Look, there's a lot of YouTubers I don't like. I don't even particularly like some of the more popular YouTube channels, but I don't think they deserve to get banned. And here's my problem is I feel like this sets a really, really bad precedent. Now, I don't think this is so much a free speech issue because it's not the government saying, Alex Jones, you're banned, you're not allowed to produce this content anymore, or we're going to arrest you. That's not what this is. If you want to see something like that, look at what's happening in the UK right now. Look at what's happening with comedians in London getting arrested for making racially insensitive jokes. Yeah, that's happening in the UK. Look at what's happening with the police in the UK, threatening to arrest people for making, bad taste jokes on Facebook. All right, that's happening in the UK right now. So this is Alex Jones is American. This is happening in America. Alex Jones will not get arrested for saying the things he says. But that doesn't mean that certain websites can't ban him. So here's my issue with this: is where do we draw the line? Now, Alex Jones, yes, he said some just dramatically conspiracy things. I'm not even going to quote some of the things he says, but he just says things that are some things that are out of this world. Some things I think are more reasonable. Like early on, I followed him a little bit. I do see him a little bit. I was never really a fan of him, but he definitely went too far to the right for me at one point. With that being said, like I said, where do we draw the line? Like, let's take, for example, Steven Crowder, okay? Now, Steven Crowder is someone who, I agree with him more than I do Alex Jones, for sure. I don't agree with him on everything. There's a lot of stuff I really disagree with him on. But in general, I fully support, him as a content creator. I can respect what he's done more than Alex Jones. But again, some people think he's extreme, which I think is ridiculous. But the fact that we're saying this now, 10 years ago we just said it was ridiculous that someone like Alex Jones would get banned from, these platforms. But what if, YouTube, Facebook, and Apple all combined, collaborated and said, all right, Steven Crowder, we don't want you on YouTube anymore. We don't want you on any of these platforms because we don't support your opinions. We think you're too right-wing, too extreme, and we don't want you. Now some of you look at me saying, that's crazy. Steven Crowder isn't extreme. And there's some people who think he is. I don't agree with those people, but there's some who think he is. And what do we do when that happens? And then you just go down the line, go until you get to more moderate political speech, even people who don't make political videos. I'm just afraid it's a matter of time before we see something like that happen. Anyway, talking about, this is a collaborative effort, or in many ways, a collaborative effort on Apple and Facebook. Probably less so YouTube. Mostly it's Apple and Facebook, with Mark Zuckerberg saying how Apple influenced his decision to ban InfoWars. Now, it's interesting to see what would have happened with, Facebook if Apple didn't ban it first. You all know Apple. It's not shocking that Apple would ban someone like Alex Jones. And look, individually, I don't have an issue with someone like Apple, laying out the framework for the kind of content. It's when you have three of the biggest content producers, in Apple, YouTube, and Facebook, collaborating to say we don't want this content. That's really not that different than a big, centralized government banning something, banning free speech. Like I said, it's not a free speech issue in the traditional sense, but in the broader spectrum of things, it's not all that different, and in many ways, it's just as concerning. So there's one platform I haven't mentioned. There's one big platform that hasn't banned Alex Jones, at least as of yet, and it looks like they weren't, and that is Twitter. Now, Twitter is somewhat of an interesting case. Now, I do have some issues with Twitter. There's been a lot of people getting banned on Twitter who I don't think deserve to get banned. But that being said, Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey has defended the failure to ban Alex Jones. Man, don't you just love that beautiful headline right there? The failure to ban Alex Jones. As in, Twitter has failed because they haven't banned Alex Jones. This is exactly, what I'm talking about here. This is exactly why people like Alex Jones exist. Because the legacy media, is just showing that just how amazingly biased they are. Anyway, ignoring that horrendous headline, let me just make sure nobody misunderstands me there. Ignoring that headline, this article just goes on to say about how Jack Dorsey didn't want to just ban something because other people wanted to. This is an exact quote from him, and this is word for word what Jack Dorsey said. We're going to hold Jones to the same standard we hold to every account, not taking one-off actions to make us feel good in the short term, and adding fuel to new conspiracy theories. He then goes on to say, if we succumb and simply react to outside pressure rather than straightforward principles, we enforce and evolve, impartially regardless of political viewpoints. We become a service that's constructed by our personal views that can swing in any direction. That's not us. Man, I don't know about you guys, but if Jack Dorsey actually sticks to his word here, and if we see this attitude going forward, Twitter, I could become a huge fan of Jack Dorsey. And like I've said, I've had problems with Twitter in the past, but please keep it up, Jack Dorsey, all right? And look, Alex Jones has said it before, he's an asshole, all right? At least from a personality perspective, he seems like one. But Jack Dorsey, look, you have to have, people deserve to have platforms, whether they're bad people, good people, whatever their opinion is. And I feel like it's important to state here, too, which there's been really no change in Alex Jones' content in the past 5 years. At least nothing dramatic. So explain to me how all of a sudden YouTube, Facebook, and Apple, suddenly have a problem with Alex Jones' content, just out of nowhere. It hasn't changed dramatically, but just out of nowhere, they're like, boom, we don't like this. If they didn't like his content, they should have made that decision way back when. Not now. That's my whole issue with this. And I've seen Boogie's video, which he was defending the ban, which I can understand where he's coming from, but I'm not sure people like him really see the bigger picture, to be honest with you. And look, I've heard some people say, InfoWars is dangerous. They're dangerous to the public opinion. In the same way, dramatic left-wing media or dramatic, communist media is dangerous to the public opinion. But we don't live in North Korea. People are free to indulge whatever media they want, and we're not brainwashed from the beginning of birth. People believe stupid shit without Alex Jones. People believe whatever the hell they want, okay? Alex Jones isn't causing, these beliefs. People are gravitating to him because deep down inside they might believe some of the same things he does. And hey, look at that. A content creator who believes the same things I do reinforces his opinions and has a huge platform. Let me support him. That's the mentality here. It's not that Alex Jones is influencing these people. It's that these people finally, with these views, have a platform to go to. That's all this is about. I really think the number of people who are actually influenced by InfoWars and Alex Jones is fairly small. Relatively small. So people are just making a big deal out of Alex Jones, and look, I don't like the guy. You probably, if you're willing to bet, a lot of you don't like the guy either. That doesn't mean he should get banned. And I'm really concerned about the direction we're going in when it comes to stuff like this. Yeah, the government isn't banning stuff. Okay, great. But again, YouTube effectively has a monopoly on video creation. If they start banning people left and right too, then where do we go from there? Well, I think that's all I have for this video. If you like the content you see here, be sure to subscribe. And we'll try to do weekly content on the Underrated Opinion. Thank you for watching. Have a good night.